All participants are requested to open their cameras. All participants, kindly open your cameras, please.
गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे,
गीत आमुचे सागराचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे, गीत आमुचे सागराचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे.
अभंगाचे ओवीचेही माय बोलीचे माहेर.
वाऱ्यातही मराठीचे दिवे लख घरोघर. संत महंतांचे विरागी, गीत आमुचे वादळाचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. तंतु तंतु संघर्षाचा पैठणीत भिनलेला.
नक्षीतच पक्षी पक्षी विजयाचा मिळलेला.
सोन पहाट उदयाचे, गीत आमुचे उजेडाचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. प्रज्ञेचा सूर्य नवा, शब्द शब्द उजळून गेला. समतेचा संगराचा अर्थ ढाळून गेला. विराट विशाल संस्कृतीचे गीत आमुचे जीवनाचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे. गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे, गीत आमुचे सागराचे, इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे, गीत आमुचे जागराचे.
So, on behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, I welcome to today's chief guest, Professor Dr. Milind Marathe sir, Chairman, National Book Trust of India, Ministry of Education, Government of India organization. Also, I welcome today's President of this inaugural function, Professor S.S. Patil, sir, Director of this UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, and all participants, selected participants, those who have joined this cloud meeting. Already on a Saturday, we had an induction meeting, and in that we have clearly stated that 8 core components of this national education policy will be covered in this 8 days training program. So in this today's session, we will have a talk on academic leadership, governance and management by Dr. Professor Milind Marathe, sir. So not taking much of time, I would now request Milind Marathe, sir, to deliver an inaugural address, a short inaugural address of 2 to 3 minutes for all of us. Over to you, sir. I think sir is not connected. Just I will give a call to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good afternoon to one and all present over here for this very important program. And the University Grants Commission has given the broad 8 modules to be covered in this faculty induction program. And I am very happy that the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, they have really taken up this task, and under the Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, this particular induction program is conducted, and it will run from 20th of this, that is from today to 29th. Now it is very important that the National Education Policy 2020 has accepted, and now it is on the verge of getting implemented. And so at this particular juncture, it is very important to share the knowledge, experience, and the practices that a university should follow and the teachers of the university should follow, so that the NEP 2020 will be implemented in the respective university area with letter and spirit. And I'm happy that the faculty members are invited for this particular program. And after the inauguration, definitely we will deliberate on this. There will be a discussion, and I would like to put forth my views about the governance, academic leadership, and management. So with this, I'm eager to interact with the faculty members in this induction program. And I'm very much thankful to Dr. Professor Patil sir, S.S. Patil, who is director of this Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. So I'm really thankful to him to give me an opportunity to interact with the faculty members of the university. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would now request our respected director, Professor S.S. Patil sir, who is the director of this UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center. Also, he has headed Department of Environmental Science of our university twice. Also has held the position of Director BCUD of our university. So a person with a vast teaching, research, academic experience is here. So indeed, it is really a pleasure and honor for all of us to have him here for the presidential remark. So I would now request Professor S.S. Patil sir to deliver a presidential remark to this inaugural session.
Good afternoon, all of you. The respected Milind ji, Marathe sir, the chairman of the Book Trust of India, my colleague Dr. Rafe, and all fellow participants who have joined from the Pan India. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for this NEP orientation and sensitization program, which is being organized by MMTTC of HRDC, UGC HRDC College of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathe University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. We have arranged experts sessions to interact with you all participants and have a brainstorming for the robust implementation of the new education policy in the years to come. In fact, we are in the teaching field since so many years, and we are well acquainted with the teaching pedagogy as well as the effective curriculum to the students. But the expectation in the NEP has been pointed out that NEP is to be effectively implemented for improving the teaching technology, teaching pedagogy, content at every level, that to subject skills, as well as the Indian knowledge systems, multidisciplinary holistic education, role of R&D, and many other aspects which are very, very found to be essential, which needs to be implemented in the education system. And I believe that if we could be able to implement it or deliver it to the students with a proper spirit, I believe that will certainly help to shape up the career of the students, and at the same time that will help shoulder the nation's responsibility in years to come. In fact, there are a lot of challenges in implementing the NEP in the countries, in spite of having a Indian knowledge systems, but we have. Earlier, it has been told that some 300 years back, India was a Vishu Guru, that we had a Gurukul system in the education. But you know that after that, the Britishers and then the Mughals, they entered into the country and they have spoiled our education systems. But now, after 36 years of travel, we have modified the education systems, and our country has come to the conclusion that we need to give a skill-based, knowledge-based, job-oriented, and even skill-oriented education systems, which will certainly help the student to shape up their career interact with them and to see that how we can deliver best education to the student by improving the content and curriculum. It is also equally important that we need to stop the migration of the students from the country to the other countries. And if we could be able to design effective curriculum, we could be able to internationalize our education systems so that the migration of the students can be stopped to some extent. And these students will certainly help the nation to shoulder the responsibility of the nation and the other problems of the society. This is for the betterment of the society and the students. I believe that after the brainstorming with every experts during this NEP orientation and sensitization program from today 20th to 29th of May, you will keep something in your bag which can be delivered to your students as and when it is required. And that is what this session is very, very important. This is a feast for all of us, that the experts are ready to express their knowledge and experiences and interact with all participants in effective way. I welcome you all the participants and wish you all the best, and with the expectation that your post will be success when you will have active participation in every session, and that to a brainstorming with the every experts. I believe that you will have a very happy journey of this program, and I hope that you will certainly equip the knowledge which will be ready for delivering it to students who is waiting for our the expectations what they are expecting for us. I think with this, I hope that you all will effectively participate in the course. I also thank the Milindji for giving his valuable time. I know he's very busy to our participants. And I also welcome you all participants on this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So, with this presidential remark, I now declare that this inaugural session is over. And directly now, I would hand over the session to our respected guest of today's session, Professor Milind Marathe, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, so thank you, Director Patil sir, for your kind words and a very appropriate speech highlighting the importance of this 9 days orientation for the faculty. And I'm honored to deliver my thoughts on the day one. I'm in Mumbai today because in Mumbai there is a voting today, and so I come to Mumbai from Delhi.
Yes.
That is my head office, National Book Trust, and I just voted in morning, and I'm now interacting with the great faculty members of Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada
Yes.
University. Now, in my presentation, I would like to share after the presentation two things to all the faculty members. One is presentation, no doubt. And second, one important document which I got a chance to develop for one of the meetings of ministry, because I am chairman of National Book Trust India, which is under Ministry of Education. And so in one of the meetings where there was a discussion of role of National Book Trust in effective implementation of National Education Policy 2020, I prepared this document, and I will definitely share it with all of you. It is a bit critical document, and the title is Key Initiatives Undertaken by the UGC to Implement NEP 2020. idea, and present status. The present status is important. And whenever I'm highlighting the present status, at that time, the role of academic leaders, managers, and the overall governing system comes into play to take care of this. So I will not use this document in my presentation. There will be a regular presentation, PowerPoint presentation. Actually, as a faculty of engineering, I am of the firm opinion that many times PowerPoint presentation has no power and no point. But when I received a letter, it has been mentioned that I will have to submit the presentation to all the participants, and so I have prepared it. Now let me start sharing my presentation, and we will go on discussing the things. Now I'm just trying to share my presentation. Now, is the presentation visible?
No, sir, no.
Now, is it visible now?
Now, yes, it is visible, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
So-
just a little request that we have muted the participant कि वो बाद में disturb नहीं करना आपका class बोलकर
Okay,
वो
okay,
थोड़ा सा
okay,
ऐसा
sure.
हमने ये they can ask you the questions in chat box. Participant can ask the question in chat box.
Sure, sure, sure.
So
Okay.
I will take your leave, sir, because I am having my lecture. So I will take your leave, sir, now.
No issues, sir. No issues.
You can conclude as per your convenience.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So let us start with the today's topic, and that is academic leadership, governance, and management. I am very much thankful to Rafe sir of Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, who was in touch with me constantly, and definitely our director SS Patil sir, and all my participants, teachers. Now, whenever I am saying this academic leadership, governance, and management, the first question that will come in your mind is, we are not at high position. I may be assistant professor, I may be associate professor, I may be dean, I am not a principal, I am not a vice chancellor. Then how I am able to involve in the implementation of the national education policy? Am I really an academic leader? Am I really a person who is in governance and management of education system? A very initial post of the teacher is assistant professor in university system. Am I really an academic leader? Am I really a governor of the academic systems? And am I part of management? Because I have been given subjects, I have been given some administrative task, I have given some examination work by my head of the department or by my principal or by my dean. So, is it really I am an academic leader? So, that question may come in our mind, but I will tell you that the implementation of national education policy will be only because of the initiative of the teachers. And that's why I really feel, very sincerely feel, that teacher is actually an academic leader. You must be governed by many rules and regulations, but the once you stand in front of the students in classroom, nobody will try to say that you should do this and you should do that, but you will be independent with the full freedom how to deliver, how not to deliver, what new experiments has to be done. And so I really believe on that the teachers are academic leaders. They are the basic fundamental unit of governance and management of university system. And so actually this title is definitely dedicated to the faculty members. Now let me start with a quote by Mahatma Gandhi ji. He says that literacy in itself is no education. Literacy is not the end of education or even the beginning. And then he very clearly says that by education I mean an all round drawing out of the best in the child and man, body, mind, and spirit. So when Mahatma Gandhi ji tell us about the education, he means it is the overall development of body, mind, and spirit. Now I happen to come to one of the books of Mahatma Gandhi, which is Nai Talim, and I was shocked, astonished, humbled that whatever points were written in Nai Talim of Mahatma Gandhi ji, no doubt, the original book is in Gujarati. Being a National Book Trust chairman, I came across number of books written on education. What are the education views of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar? What are the views of about education about Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Arvind Ghosh, Mahatma Gandhi, and many stalwarts? But I have preferred to quote something from Nai Talim. I could read the translated version of original Gujarati Nai Talim into English. And so my quotes are in English. But this is a translated version and not the original version written by Mahatma Gandhi ji, which is originally in Gujarati. If some of you are comfortable with Gujarati language, I will request you please spend some time and read the original text of Mahatma Gandhi in Nai Talim. I have picked up 5 important points from the Nai Talim of Mahatma Gandhi ji. First is all-round development. He said that main aim of education should be to draw the best out of person's mind, body, and soul. And this is to say that he must not only develop at the mental level, but also at physical, spiritual, aesthetic, and intellectual level. The aim should not just be to provide literacy, but to develop the students in every aspect. So that is the idea of Mahatma Gandhi ji in Nai Talim. First point, all round development. Second, very important, difficult to digest, but he said that the mother tongue as the medium of instructions. Nowadays, I am staying in Mumbai and Delhi, and I am observing that number of students are reducing day by day from Marathi schools of Mumbai and Hindi schools of Delhi, and the enrollment in English medium school is increasing. As a person, as an individual, I don't have any grudge about the English as a language, but I did my education from Marathi till 10th standard. Then in Mumbai, 11th, 12th, science was in English. So I opted for that. And then engineering, entire education was in English. And so I did engineering in English. But what Mahatma Gandhi ji said, that mother tongue as the medium of instruction. Why? This would help in better understanding and clarity of ideas. It would also help in better expression of ideas and promote interactive session. That is the strength of learning in mother tongue. Third, very important, social awareness and service. Now, Mahatma Gandhi ji said that social awareness, love for motherland, and to live in coordination with the fellow citizens and help them must be taught from the very beginning. So when he said about the education, it doesn't mean subjects, textbooks, poem, prose, grammar, Not only that, but even love for motherland, to live in coordination with the fellow citizens and help them. It must be taught from the very beginning. Then fourth is very important for all teachers sitting in this particular program. What Mahatma Ji said? He said, education of heart is important. Purity of heart is indispensable. Purity of personal life is the one indispensable condition for building a sound education. Then he said, how this can be achieved? Mahatma Ji said, I do not believe that this can be imparted through books, but it can only be done through the living touch of the teacher. And that's why here is the teacher's role is very important and crucial, that with the purity of personal life, teachers can touch to the hearts of the students and develop a sound character building, purity of the heart, so that he will be a well educated person. So education of the heart is the fourth point which Mahatma Ji said in the Nahi Talim. And last but not the least, even our director also said that the skill is very important in national education policy. What Mahatma Ji has said in Nahi Talim, handicraft is the means to develop the mind as well as soul. The schools must not focus on theoretical knowledge. They must instead introduce craft from the pre-primary classes. Just read it again. They must instead introduce the craft from the pre-primary classes. This would help in invoking creativity, innovation, and also enhance the mind-hand coordination of the student. Now, I will just go once back to the slide, that is the Mahatma Gandhi from Nayi Talim, and just read again the titles: all-round development, mother tongue as the medium of instruction, social awareness and service attitude, then education of the heart and craft-centered education. These 5 points, if you check and if you map it in the National Education Policy 2020, I really feel that this National Education Policy 2020 must have been drafted through these Mahatma Gandhiji's 5 points only. It was a striking resemblance about the topics that has been covered in National Education Policy and the 5 important points Mahatma Gandhiji said in Nayi Talim long back. So that is the that these are the points where I was astonished, surprised when I relate the national education policy with these 5 points. And I'm sure that you all will also be now perhaps convinced that National Education Policy 2020 as an idea is not at all new, but it is in the Indian ethos. It is in the Bharatiya Parampara. Only thing is that I have taken the Nayi Talim as an example to establish this fact. And that's why in the first copy of the National Education Policy 2020, the tagline was beginning a new era in education. And it says that National Education Policy envisions an India-centered education system that contributes directly to transforming our nation sustainably, not temporarily. It's not just a makeup type of a thing, lipstick type of a thing, but it transforms the nation sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society. So knowledge society is to be formed. Knowledge society should be vibrant, but it should be equitable also by providing high quality education to all. So we all are aware about this about the national education policy. Now, before I go to academic leadership's role, I would like to relate the forget national education policy for another 5 minutes and think about the purpose of higher education in 21st century and what should be the qualities of students that we are developing from the higher education in this 21st centuries. So what should be the qualities? Now why I'm focusing that? Because 21st century is a very typical century. Technological advancement is in leaps and bounds. I, as an individual, Milind Marathe, I was in the era of Industrial Revolution 2 because Industrial Revolution 1 was mechanical engineering. Industrial Revolution 2 was electrical. Industrial Revolution 3 it was microprocessors and controls. And the Industrial Revolution 4, which is normally called as 4.0 Industrial Revolution, it is everything smart devices. Now, if you look at this, the businesses, business models, requirements, job profiles, skill sets, everything had changed in this 21st century. At another hand, there is a ICT revolution, information communication technology, ICT. That revolution is also there, which has brought the world very close. Internet penetration has increased like anything. Computers are put to work for the betterment of the results. So if I look at this particular new scenario, then I have identified some of the competencies which are required among the students or they're required in the students of 21st century. And all those qualities are to be developed in their schooling plus higher education. No doubt we all are from higher education, so I will not deliberate on what is the role of school education. No doubt national education policy has very categorically mentioned it in terms of 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, and with every group they have categorically mentioned the objective, aims, pedagogy, methodology, subjects and everything. And the books of standard 1 and 2 is already out. Then standard 3 is also out. They are in, and standard 6 they are in process. Why I'm saying this? 1 and 2 is a start. 3 is a starting year of the group second. That is a 5 plus 3. 3, 4, 5. Then it's a 6, 7, 8. And by end of June, the books of 9 standard will also come up. So parallelly, the national education policy is being implemented at school level. But I will not go into that. I have tried to identify some of the competencies or some of the characteristics we teachers should develop among the students during their stay in higher education. And if we have got a clear idea of what competencies we have to develop among the students, then we will come to understand what we should do as academic leaders, governors, and managers of educational system to implement NEP in letter and spirit. First, core competency. Deep knowledge in 1 or 2 core subjects. Actually, gone those days when we said that I'm an electrical engineer and I don't know anything about the mechanical, computer, IT. No. Now everything is interdisciplinary because the technology has developed and it has overshadowed the other branches. No doubt, I'm very sorry, but some of the examples from engineering background because I'm from electrical engineering, but I'm sure that all the faculty members from all faculties, art, science, commerce, management, law, education, they will definitely will be able to relate my examples with their specialized area. For example, take the example of automobile today. Can you say that the car, today's car, can be designed only by mechanical engineers? No. Now 30% components are from electrical and electronic background. There is a dashboard, there is the electric vehicle, there is a communication, there is a navigation, there is a computer engineering knowledge is also required. Now we are planning to develop the unmanned vehicles. Can you can you imagine that you will have an unmanned vehicle? You will ask your parents to sit into that, no driver. You will feed the address of your brother in Pune, and you will ask the car, please start and reach to my brother's residence and carry my parents with you safely. With this order, car will automatically start. It will be an unmanned vehicle. Unmanned means no driver, and ultimately it will reach to the brother's residence safely. Can you think about what technology will be required in this car? So my whole objective of saying this is, in today's system, you cannot rely on only one core competency subject area. At least two competency areas has to be developed among the students. Then second, good knowledge of multidisciplinary subjects like arts, languages, social science, economics, because gone those days of a permanent job. Now the jobs will not be permanent. They will be like contract. It will be like making of a cinema. Now, do you know that in making of the cinema, the producer has hired everyone? He will hire a good cinematographer. He will hire a very good cameraman. He will hire a person who is having knowledge of dubbing. He will ask a reputed writer to write the story. He will ask a good musicians to give a music to the songs, and then he will integrate everything, develop a picture, and then every individual skilled persons will be, again they will be on their own. It's not a permanent job. Now the next assignment to all these will depend upon how effectively they have done the work in this particular assignment. And that's why you don't rely only on one area, but you must have a good knowledge of multidisciplinary subjects. Third very important point is a high computer literacy. Now you cannot say कि अरे अभी मेरा तो 58 है, 2 साल में रिटायर हो जाऊंगा, मुझे पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन बनाने को नहीं आता है, कंप्यूटर वगैरह तो मैं नहीं सीखूंगा, अभी छोड़ दो. हाँ चलो, those who are on the verge of retirement, perhaps they can say, actually this is also half truth. But now high computer literacy is needed, and we have to develop them among the students. Achha, not only that, we have to develop fast capability to learn new things, adapt, assimilate, and deliver solutions. For example, again, an example is from my engineering background. But when we were students, we learned Fortran language, C++. But I cannot say that, sorry, I know only C and C++. But now if I'm in company, and if in market there are new softwares have come up, I cannot say that I cannot use Java, I cannot use .NET, I cannot use other things because I have not studied in my college days. No. You have to learn the new things. Not only learn to attempt the question paper, and get 60% marks out of that, but you have to adapt. You have to assimilate and deliver solutions in that new software or new areas. So a capability has to be developed among the among the students of higher education, so that they can develop the capability to adapt things, learn new things with a fast speed and accuracy. That is sometimes in national education policy has given one very excellent title, lifelong learning. I cannot say that ये मुझे कॉलेज में नहीं पढ़ाया गया. No, no, you have to learn lifelong now. So we have to teach students how to learn lifelong learning. Then the fourth one, structured thinking, excellent communication, and interpersonal working capabilities. He must be a good team player. He must have creativity, innovations, intellectual curiosity, because many new things an individual may not know, but he should not feel shy. He should go ask the questions curiously to a person 10 years younger than him and try to learn from him, because he is a new generation person with that skill set. So you must have intellectual curiosity, creativity, innovations, and good personal interworking capability. Now remember, these capabilities should be imbibed among the students when they are in higher education. No doubt, the foundation will be built from the school days when the national education policy will get implemented in its totality. But this is the ultimate objective. And last but not the least, Indian value systems, ethical compass, character, and service attitude. Again, Mahatma Gandhi ji said, social awareness and service attitude. Then it will turn into a good human being. So we don't want to build only or to develop only good engineer, good doctor, good lawyer, good businessman, good entrepreneur, but we have to develop a good human being also. So if this is the purpose of higher education today, and if these qualities are to be imbibed among the students who will get passed out from the higher education, and if you want to sustain in this 21st century scenario, then these qualities has to be to be imbibed among the students, and that is the responsibility of teacher. Now I will not go into the details of this because you all are aware about this, which is nothing but the major changes in NEP 2020 from NPE 1986. So I don't think I will go into this, but higher education restructuring, research universities, teaching universities, and autonomous degree granting colleges. Now, if this is a shift, then the question comes in my mind, what Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University has decided about their future. This is the need, that Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University should decide that we have got capabilities of research more than teaching. Then can we be recognized as a research university in another 5 years? Now, when we are saying that we should be recognized as a research university, it doesn't mean that teaching learning processes are not good in the university. They has to be there, but predominantly the nature of my university will be a research university. Acha nahi chhod do. We don't want to enter into research, but we will get expertise in high quality teaching learning processes and teaching to an individual, to the satisfaction of the individual. So let us develop our university as a teaching university. Now, among the university, how many institutes or colleges are autonomous? Now, the moment we call autonomous, there is a reaction from the faculty and non-teaching staff that we will be exploited. But take it from me, I worked in Somaya Engineering, which was earlier Bombay University affiliated college. Then it becomes a permanently affiliated autonomous college. And now we have moved to a Somaya private university, SVU, Somaya Vidyavihar University. And I have seen the full transition from an typical affiliated type of a college under the Bombay University to a full-fledged private university named as Somaya Vidyavihar University, SVU. And take it from me, if you go for autonomy, no doubt, step by step, then and then only perhaps you will be able to implement the national education policy in letter and spirit. I will quote some of the examples when the topic will arrive at appropriate places. But what about the बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर यूनिवर्सिटी? अच्छा छोड़ो, मैं तो यूनिवर्सिटी का ऑफिसर नहीं हूं, मैं तो एक कॉलेज में असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर हूं. Have you asked your heads, principals, your management that, sir, can we become an autonomous? Can we get free from the clutches of the university affiliating system? Can we design our own syllabus? Can we add new examination systems in our college? Can we do some additional experiments in my autonomous college? So, for that, you will need an autonomy. So, as an academic leader, have you requested your principal, your management, that can we start taking slow but steady steps towards the autonomy? Take it from me, if you become an autonomous institute, you can do lot many things with just giving an information to the university authorities. Then naturally multidisciplinary education, 3 to 4 year UG and multiple entry, multiple exit. So multiple entry, multiple exit is also a very important initiative. Have you planned it in Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University? If you are autonomous, have you designed your own rules and regulations for multiple entry and multiple exit? Have you planned for some flexible master's degree program, integrated 5 year program? If you are autonomous, you can do it. But if you are not autonomous, then we have to discuss with the university authorities and make them convince to go in this multidisciplinary education direction. I will not read everything, but I will just quickly move ahead that these are the major changes in NEP 2020. Then definitely integration of Indian knowledge system, culture, sports, value in education, NRF, National Research Foundation. Now there is a need of giving thrust to the research. And when I am saying the research, don't compare with the Newton, Galileo, Albert Einstein, that they will develop something new, rules, laws. If you can do, it's really great. But that is not the research. It is the search in a particular direction with the new thoughts. That's why it is a research. So there is an establishment of National Research Foundation. How you can get benefits of NRF? Then there is a National Educational Alliance for Technology. Can you use ICT in the education? Are you using MOOCs? I will come to that in later stage. But these are the changes where we will have to think about implementing them in our university area, in my college, with different social structure, with different student population. Needs and requirements of students and their parents will be different from higher education. But can we fine tune? At one side, there is a draft of national education policy, and at another side, there is a ground level situation. Can we match and fine tune our systems according to that? Then definitely flexible structure of education, multiple entry, multiple exit. I already told. A very good initiative is academic bank of credits. I will come to that later stage. But Are we implementing A, B, C in its letter and spirit? Many universities had asked students to open their accounts, but that's not all. The real idea of the ABC has to be implemented, and for that, the teacher has to take initiative. Then, are we giving choice of the subjects to the students? Are we for cancellation of compartmentalization of the faculty? Are we introducing number of new subjects? I will tell one small example here of my own experience. In my college, when we were autonomous, we introduced one subject, law for engineers. We introduced the subject, management of a small enterprise. Now, from where we get an idea? Some of our students say that, sir, after 4 years of engineering, if I start my own enterprise, startups are a big word nowadays, then do you expect me to learn again and take the admission in law college so that I will understand what are the labor laws for small enterprise? Do you expect me to take admission again in commerce and do some course on cash flow management in enterprise, small enterprise? Can you not introduce these courses in the BTech level itself, engineering level itself? Now, if some student, they don't want to start the enterprise, they will not opt for this subject, but those subjects should be there. Fortunately, we Somaya Engineering College is situated in Somaya campus, Mumbai. We have got our own law college, we have got our own polytechnic, we have got our own medical college. So we take the help of faculty members and we designed such courses at the BTech level and we gave choices to them. Can you believe in my college some 7, 8 years back, we started Mandarin as a language. Mandarin is a language of China. Because there are number of engineering assignments between China and India, students got benefited when they learn Mandarin while they were doing BTech. Deutsch, German language. Yes, they learned during their BTech course. No doubt, it is subject to the choice of the students. But we introduced them and students got benefited. So, how we are thinking, no doubt my examples are from engineering background. But idea is, can we circulate something and take the feedback of our students and parents and request them what they want to learn in BA, BCom, BSc, and can we not fine tune some subjects according to the requirements of the parents and students? So that is the idea of choice of subjects to the students. Then courses are more application oriented in national education policy. They should be. Heavy thrust should be given on practical or laboratory components or hands-on experience. And when I say laboratory, hands-on experience, it doesn't mean that it is only for science and engineering. It can be designed, laboratories can be designed for commerce, they can be designed for psychology, they can be designed for philosophy, they can be designed for law. No doubt, we have to think, sit, brainstorm. But the basic idea is heavy thrust on practical component, thus imparting skills. Then workshop activities, field-based learning, projects, internship, community engagement, services should be a part of learning, enabling students for self-learning, leading to lifelong learning attitude. Fifth point, innovative ways of evaluation, not promoting rote learning. Now we know that whatever we study throughout the course, we have to exhibit that in a 3-hour theory paper. And we all are aware that this assessment of this 3-hour written paper is not actually the complete description of the capability of the student, but our results are depending on that only. But can we give some credits to the social service that he will do? Can we give some credits to the sports authority, to the sports activities? So can we design our examination system such that the credits and some weightage has to be given for everything a student will do within their higher education period? Everything will be noted. And that's why in national education policy they have said very categorically that there is no distinction between curricular and co-curricular, curricular and extracurricular. Everything is curricular because it adds up to the personality, it adds to the skills, it adds to the attitude, it adds to the knowledge, no doubt. So that is very important. We are predominantly focusing on cognitive domain, but what about domain deals with the emotions? What about psychomotor domain, working with hands? Are we really giving justice to all these three domains? Head, heart, and hand, cognitive, affirmative, and psychomotor. Take a course, let's say BA, and identify how much weightage is for cognitive domain, affirmative domain, and psychomotor domain. We will immediately come to know the lopsidedness. Can we redesign, reshape syllabus, add new subjects, add some internships? That is the challenge. Then summative assessment change to formative assessment. I already said something about this, that everything should not be dependent on the performance of a student in the 3 hours written paper. No, it should not be. That is called as a summative assessment, sum total of at the end of the semester, end of the year. No, it should be formative assessment. So that is the very important thing. I will just skip some of the points. Research intensive universities I already talked about. And the last point is phasing out of the system of affiliated colleges over a period of 15 years to a autonomous campuses. Now, if this is the whole idea and background, then what academic leader should do? What is the way ahead? I will request all of you to read these two documents: National Higher Education Qualifications Framework, NHEQF, and National Skill Qualification Frameworks, NSQF. Every teacher should read this before our semester starts or before our new academic year starts. Then can we design new learning experiences, meaningful opportunities for social engagement for all students in higher educational institutes? Because social engagement is also very important. Take the help of government schemes, take the help of local NGOs, take the help of NSS units of our colleges and universities, and try to do something so that the social engagement of our students will increase. Can we design the new methods of assessment? In national education policy, it has been said that assessment should be 360-degree assessment. No doubt the idea is good, but it is difficult to implement. In 360, it is an assessment by paper, assessment by teacher, assessment by peers, assessment by faculty, parents, and even assessment and evaluation by self. And sum total of that will be 360-degree assessment. And then this assessment will be for development and not for judgment. We don't want to put a stamp on a student that you are a pass class student, you are a second class student, you are a first class student. No, we have to give some input so that he will get developed. So that is actually the way ahead. Now, no doubt, this first point perhaps may not be in the domain of individual teachers, but it will be in the domain of departments, colleges, and universities, that academic, financial, and emotional support for the students to help them attain better outcomes. Now, can we not support the student academically, financially, and very important, emotionally? Facilities for sports and arts involving students in institutional processes. That is the participatory role of students in institutional processes. Issue of attendance, issue of clean examination, issue of submission at a proper time, issue of organizing festivals in the college. Can we not take help or involve the students in processes, institutional processes? Can we not start topic centered clubs and activities? Now, if you want to promote entrepreneurship, because many times they say that don't tell us what is your placement record, tell us in last 5 years how many enterprises have started, startups have come up from your institute. If everyone is opting for the placement, it's good that your placement is good, that means your quality of the student is good, but still it is lopsided. You are not developing the entrepreneurs. So for such many aspects, can you start topic centered clubs and activities? Adequate grievance redressal, very important. And I will tell you, in the initiatives taken by the National Education Policy 2020 by UGC, they have said very clearly about the ombudsman facility that has to be given at the university level to the students. So adequate grievance redressal is also very important. Open and distance learning, ODL, for enhancing access and opportunities for lifelong learning. Now, I will tell at this point of time one very important aspect which is not related to today's context, but it is my thought. Why universities are developing the courses only for students BA, BCom, BSc, B, MBBS? You can name the different faculties. Now the time has come, because of this industry 4.0 revolution and all changes in technology. Suppose I myself, Milind Marathe, Chairman National Book Trust of India, at the age of 62, after my retirement from Somaya Engineering, suppose if I feel that I'm not able to use the technology with the full proficiency, where should I learn this? Now, at this age, it is insulting for me to ask younger faculty, अरे यार मुझे थोड़ा MS वर्ड ठीक तरह से सिखाओ, मुझे थोड़ा एक्सेल के सभी फॉर्मूलेज, ऑल कैपेबिलिटीज, ग्राफ कैसे बनाना, पाई चार्ट्स कैसे, ये सब सिखाओ. It will not be good for me to ask to a very junior because of my position. But for such peoples, do I have a course by Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University in open and distant learning that get trained to use 99% capabilities of the Excel in 3 months? It's an online course. And anybody without the bar of age, nothing, he can be registered. Now, let us say that if this course is running by Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, definitely perhaps I will join the course for 3 months. I will interact with the faculty over there. I will get the material from the course, and I will enhance my capability of using Excel with its fullest capability. But such 2 months, 3 months, 1 month courses actually should be started by the university. Board of studies, academic councils, they are only thinking about the courses, full-fledged semester course, 3 credits, 100 marks, 80 plus 20. It's not that. University should start the courses for the people who have already completed their formal education but need some inputs in the newer technologies, newer things with different objectives. For example, I will take another one example which I came across. I have floated one course on electric vehicles in my Somaya Engineering College, and I have floated two courses. One course for the students of electrical engineers, and one for the course on electric vehicle for students of computer. No, actually, the computer engineers will not design the electrical vehicle, definitely not. But there is a curiosity. अरे कैसे चलता है electric vehicle? So they will have a very primary level knowledge of that course, and you will not believe that course was no doubt for the Somaya engineering students only. But at the end of the course, one of the parents of my students told me that, sir, without your permission, but I was attending the course alongside with my kid, and I get a good knowledge, general knowledge, awareness about the electrical vehicle. And thank you very much, sir, because you have developed the course for the non electrical engineer students. The objective of the course was for the awareness. And then he said, sir, I will request you, why don't you float this course for anybody in the Mumbai? Because knowing electrical vehicle can be an intellectual curiosity for many people. They don't want to enter into profession. Similarly, when he asked me, I feel, can I have a course from a department of economics, Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, which will tell me or which will teach me financial literacy? Because at this age, till now, I have not invested anything other than in fixed deposit. And my friends say that, यार मराठे तू मूर्ख आदमी है, तू फिक्स डिपॉजिट में डालता है तो तेरा पैसा कम हो जाता है, because you cannot beat the inflation. You have to invest in some more. But I am illiterate economically, financially. So now, can Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University will start a course, 3 months course on financial literacy, where they will explain new areas of investments, shares, this, that, I don't know. But these are the needs. So I will tell you that when you talk about the open and distance learning and lifelong learning, academic council of the university should not think about courses for full semester 100 marks. Even I appeal to you faculty members, don't design the courses for this. Design the courses for 1 month, 3 months, for the people who have already come out from the academics, but they need something which is very important, maybe for some application purpose, maybe for general awareness purpose. Vedic mathematics. I used to heard कि यार Vedic mathematics say you can do some mathematical operations very fast. I did my engineering, I am good in mathematics, but I am curious. अरे यार ये वैदिक मैथमेटिक्स में ऐसी क्या बात है जो कैलकुलेशंस फास्ट कर सकते हैं? But I don't want to pursue Vedic mathematics as my career, but I want to know something about it. Can I have 1 month course by Baba Saheb Ambedkar University, online and digital? So such a plethora of courses has emerged now, and individual faculty members should address which course I can start from me, or not only from me. You can come together 3 4 faculty members and design a course, upload on through MOOCs, and then attract the people, get their feedback, improve the course. So such many courses can be there, and those courses are not only for university students but a common population of this country. So this is a very important aspect of the national education policy, which will give lifelong learning opportunities, and the present teachers should design such courses. Now reimagine education with paradigm shifts wherever possible, with fresh, enthusiastic, and welcoming approach. I will underline this: fresh, enthusiastic, and welcoming approach. Now, I know many teachers who are above 50, 52 years, और वो कहेंगे अरे यार ये क्यों नई झंझट में हमको डाल रहे हो, अब हो गया 6 7 साल मेरा बच्चा है, अब मैंने जैसे पढ़ाया वैसे ही मुझे जाने दो. I can understand. Individual human is status quo. अब 52 55 एज में नई चीजें सीखने को दिल नहीं करता होगा. आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. तो मैं ये कहूंगा कि रिस्पेक्टफुली 55 के ऊपर के फैकल्टी को बाजू में रखो, ससम्मान. बट यंग फैकल्टी मेंबर शुड कम फॉरवर्ड एंड रीइमेजिन एजुकेशन विथ fresh, enthusiastic, and welcoming approach. So that is very important. Now I will directly come to point number 4. We have not utilized the academic bank of credit capabilities. क्या है? What is the idea of academic bank of credit? Again, I will give the example from my side. Suppose a student could not clear JEE, mains and advance, and could not get admission in IIT Bombay for electrical department. And through CET score, he has to accept Somaya Electronics Engineering as a course. So he has lost the chance to learn from IIT Bombay Prof. And he is forced to learn things from faculty from Somaya Engineering, like Milind Marathe. But academic bank of credit will give the facility to the student that suppose IIT Bombay professor has started a course in electrical vehicle, then my student will get a choice that can he attend a course in Somaya run by Professor Marathe and course run by IIT Bombay professor on same topic. Because of the ABC, he will opt for the course run by the IIT prof, which because I'm sure it will be better than the course which I am teaching. And my student was not given opportunity to learn from IIT prof because once in a JE, he lost the opportunity to get admitted into IIT. But some courses he can take. Then he will opt for IIT Bombay course, 3 credit course. He will say goodbye to me. He will attend the course from IIT Bombay, give examination, and IIT Bombay will give certificate that this student has completed our course. The 3 credits should be added in the bank of that student. तो उसने मेरा कोर्स नहीं लिया. He got an opportunity to learn from IIT prof. Now, you as a faculty member, you also can design a good, extraordinary course, appropriate content, with good pedagogy, in major and minor, and float it through your college website, through your university website. I don't know, perhaps students across the India will opt for your course. No doubt, your name has to be built up, but within 1 or 2 years, your group will be very popular, and it will be feather in your cap as a teacher that you are getting students across the country because they know you are best in that particular subject, or you have designed the course and you have delivered the course in a very nice manner, very student friendly manner. So students will get enrolled. You will get additional remuneration. Your institute will get resource generation. You will be more popular. So can we not think about using academic bank of credit in a proper way? At least I feel that every faculty member should develop one course in this academic year and put on the MOOCs. So that is also a very important aspect of ABC. Now I think in a way this is also try to design interdisciplinary courses with different but specific needs of the students. Join hands with experts to design various courses to address traversal qualities. Now, what do you mean by traversal qualities? Again, I will come in a different example. See, there are some qualities which are specific to the course. Suppose if it's an engineer, but for engineer, or let's say electrical engineers, the some subjects will be there which an electrical engineer should know. So they are specific to the profession. If I'm in a law profession, I must know jurisprudence, I must know constitution, I must know IPC. ये तो मुझे मालूम होना ही पड़ेगा. But there are some qualities required in human being which are independent of the faculty in which he or she is studying. Those are called as traversal qualities. I will quote one simple example. I'm not sure whether it's apt suited or not. But right from my school days, I've been told that the best instrument to acquire the knowledge is concentration of mind. Nowadays, multitasking is a buzzword. But I know that if you want to be a multitasking fellow, you must have two capabilities: concentration of mind and detachment of the mind from a particular subject. You must be able to switch your mind with full capability into different zones. Then and then only you will be a multitasking person. And to acquire knowledge, you must have a concentration of mind. But I have not come across throughout my life a formal training or a formal course in my school or in my engineering college or in my career who will tell me something about concentration of mind. No doubt, when at the latter stage after 50, when I joined a local yoga sadhana course in my Thane, at that time, that yoga teacher told me some tips how to concentrate the mind. I felt that why such courses should not be there in academics, because the traversal quality, concentration of mind and detachment of the mind is equally important for an engineer, for a chartered accountant, for a lawyer, but never taught. So can we think about introducing traversal quality courses? We all have experienced corona pandemic, and at that time the buzzword was immunity of an individual. Can you increase the immunity in one night, overnight? Do you have any pill which you take and your immunity will increase? So can there not be any course which will tell every student how to increase the immunity? What should be the dietary food habits, exercise, depending upon your profession? Can I exercise in May, scorching heat, is equally applicable in December? So, do you know what is the Rutu Chakra in the nature? So, can you not bring some course which will develop your immunity or overall well-being of a human being, can it not be a course? So I think that such courses, traversal quality courses, should be done. Then the ICT should be used judiciously. Now, do you know the concept of flipped classroom? What is a flipped classroom? Now, normally we teach some topic in the class, and then we will say, we will solve some problems, examples. And I'm sure in engineering, I'm sure that many faculty members will solve the problems which has been given as a solved examples in some other books. They will not take told those other, they will not tell the names of the other book to the common student. They will keep it secret with them, and they will take the problems which has been solved in those books. Flipped classroom is exactly opposite. And I will tell you, I have experimented this in my last 3 to 4 years of teaching career. Now I have been retired for last 2 years. What I used to do, I used to record a lecture. Let's say Newton's first, second law of motion. Let's say this is the topic. Normally, what I used to do, I will narrate law number one, law number two, the basic concepts, the formulas, the equations, actually, which has been given in the book, website, some YouTube videos. Already they have, the material is there, digital content is already there. So in a way, I'm wasting 60 student and 61 teachers man hours in telling the things which are already in the books, narrated, described, explained in a different manner. So what I did, I prepared a video of 20 minutes. I used to give it to the students 3 days before, and I will say on 10th of, sorry, on आज क्या date है, आज 20th है, on 23rd of May, I'm going to take the class on Newton's law. Please come prepared with this particular material which I have been given to you in video, and some links I have given. And when we will meet personally in the class, we will not narrate statement of law, example, formulae that you must have already done it. Can you ask me some relevant doubts? So we will utilize the time when we are meeting person to person for critical issues, for higher order problems, for some new queries. Otherwise, I will waste my time in narrating the things which are already explained in the book very nicely. So this is a flipped classroom. पहले आप उनको बेसिक बताओ और बाद में डिस्कशन करो. So like that I can use ICT judiciously. अच्छा, और एक बात मुझे एक स्टूडेंट ने बताया, एंड यू विल नॉट बिलीव इट. उसने बोला, सर यार आपने जो वीडियो डाला ना सब लेक्चर्स का, बहुत अच्छा है. बिकॉज समटाइम्स आई यूज टू बंक योर लेक्चर, बट then after one day I can go through your videos and I can brush up my knowledge. अच्छा, another thing, उसने बाद में धीरे से मुझे बोला, sir, to be very frank with you, when you are teaching us in class, we cannot pause you, we cannot rewind you, we cannot stop you. But while listening your video, if some statement or some explanation is not understood in first go, हम आपको pause करते हैं, पीछे जाते हैं, फिर प्ले करते हैं, रिप्ले करते हैं. So video was very useful according to the students. So use ICT judiciously. ये मेरा जो स्टेटमेंट है वो थोड़ा मैंने ज्यादा लिखा है. Shift from traditional physical classrooms to online classrooms, from bricks and mortars to bits and bytes. ये थोड़ा exaggerated है, मैं मानता हूँ. Idea is use ICT judiciously. And so shift your role as a teacher from information provider to learning facilitator. Develop MOOCs. That is massive open online courses. Even develop center for creating MOOCs in your institute. अब प्रिंसिपल को बोलो हमें अच्छा स्टूडियो चाहिए, where I can develop my videos, That is the academic leadership. That is the management. That is the overall governance. Blended MOOCs are preferable and acceptable by all. So the whole idea is use ICT judiciously. Gone those days जब मैं 5 साल पुरानी मेरी नोट जो पीली हो चुकी है अभी कागज की उसी से मैं पढ़ाता रहूंगा. नो, there are good videos coming up, good animations are coming up to explain the complex concepts of your paper or your subject. Try to use them. So a teacher should be upgrading himself or herself every semester. You request your manager, not manager, your head or your principal or your vice chancellor. I will give you a thumb rule. 5% of the time and 10% of the cost per year should be spent on your personal growth. So suppose if 365 days और चलो 180 डेज हमारे टीचिंग डेज 180 है, उसका 5% का मतलब क्या है? 9 days. Every teacher should undergo a 9 days refreshing course, not only of his subject, any of his subject, so that he will learn more things, new things. And you all are aware that the teachers will teach the way they have been taught. The way they have been taught need not be only in their school days or in their college days. मैंने लास्ट ईयर एक रिफ्रेशर कोर्स किया, उसमें जो मुझे अच्छा मटेरियल मिला, आई एम ट्रांसफरिंग इट टू माय स्टूडेंट्स इन नेक्स्ट ईयर. So engage yourself in research and all these things. One another important aspect which is related to your affirmative domain. Get trained as a counselor to provide career guidance, emotional support to the students. I have come across many students who are brilliant at intellectual level, but very weak in emotional systems. And nowadays, we all are aware that not only IQ, but EQ, and nowadays spiritual quotient is also getting an importance. No doubt we are not trained professionally, but every teacher should get trained as a counselor. Now, your head of the institute, your vice chancellor should manage these things. This should be governed by some rules and regulations. Put forth some rules and regulations. But every teacher should be a counselor. At least he should be like a family doctor. अरे यार जुकाम खांसी हुआ तो मैं स्पेशलिस्ट के पास नहीं जाता हूं ना, मैं एमबीबीएस फैमिली डॉक्टर के पास जाता हूं. और अगर बहुत दिक्कत हो गई तो वही मुझे एक्सपर्ट के पास रेफर करता है. तो फॉर माइनर trivial issues of mental issues, emotional support should be handled by the teacher only. और उसके बाद भी अगर स्टूडेंट कोई दिक्कत में है, we can definitely refer it to professional counselors. But that is the need of an hour. That is the need of an hour. Because as a teacher, I expect that my kid, my son or daughter, should get a good teacher right from first standard to PhD guide. What do you mean by good teacher? As a parent, my definition of good teacher is my teacher must be helping my student or my kid with a brain of father, with a heart of a mother, and with a hands like brothers and sisters. उसने मेरे बच्चे को स्कूल में, कॉलेज में पिता के बुद्धि से, माता के हृदय से और भाई बहनों के हाथ से मदद करनी चाहिए. मेरे बच्चे से कई बार आई हैव सीन द बिहेवियर ऑफ द टीचर वेरी रूड, वेरी एरोगेंट with their own students. I don't know why. So that's why I said that get trained as a counselor. Be kind to your students. Help them. A very rare resource has been given to you for 3 years, for 4 years. You are not there only to teach subject. You have to develop that particular student as a good human being. So that is the very important idea. Now get aware of IKS and Indianness in education. I will not deliberate on this because now many universities have started IKS in a big way. Then influence your head of the institute to make a strategic IDP, institution development plan, and follow to that. Because I know that national education policy cannot be implemented overnight. No, not possible. 50 points है. Can my institute make a plan which is an institutional development plan in line with the national education policy, और मेरी क्षमता के अनुसार, मेरी मीन्स मेरे इंस्टीट्यूट की क्षमता के अनुसार, मैनेजमेंट की क्षमता और विलिंगनेस के अनुसार जितनी बातें मैं आज कर सकता हूं, स्टार्ट इट. कुछ कल करूंगा, कुछ परसों करूंगा, बट देयर शुड बी अ प्लान of your institute. And I feel that all the faculty members, with participation of the students, even for that matter parents, should develop an institution development plan. I have written it with the joint participation of board members, institutional leaders, faculty, students and staff. So, oh, I have written it over here. Treat your students with heart of mother, head of father, and hands like brothers and sisters. Take interest in them. Talk with them informally. Conduct free discussion forums. One very important prerequisite of learning lifelong is how to read effectively. Now, there are standard methods and tips. I will take you one example. When you read a word effectively, now just think, are you reading the word effectively like E, F, F, E, C, T, I, V, E, L, Y, by addressing to a single alphabet, joining them, thinking about them integratedly, and then ultimately say, oh, it's a effectively? No. This type of reading is done by the third standard, fifth standard student. But at this age, because of the practice, we glance directly to the word effectively as a picture, and we immediately understand it's a effectively. Now, as we can grasp one word instead of joining individual letters, can you grasp one sentence and do effective reading? While reading, can you ask your students to be ready with the pencil in your hand, and whatever things you feel while reading, just note down something over there so that you can revisit. So number of such tips can be given to the students about how to read effectively. Can it not be a good course by some experts in your institutes or at the university level? Develop a course, effective reading. And again, it's a traversal qualities. It is irrespective of the profession. So we have to do such things. Now the rest things, I will not go into that. I will give this presentation to you. Grievance redressal is also very important. I have quoted a famous quote from the UNESCO document of 4 pillars of education. And I am very confident that teacher is the backbone in effective implementation. Now, whenever I have said all these things, I must say some challenges also. First is lack of acclimatization by teachers, lack of clear understanding, clarity. There are many apprehensions. Teachers should understand philosophy, concerns, and revolutionary ideas of NEP in its spirit. Then all of us, including teachers, our vice chancellors, our deans, our authorities in the university, they are of bad habit, looking towards government, thinking that central and state government will give direction and then we will act. I will tell you, education in India is autonomous. A university is an autonomous, at least in academics. You need not wait government orders to do some changes in your academics. Ah, you cannot say I am increasing salary of the faculty member twice. It is not at your discretion. But many things you can do. But our style is government का GR आएगा तो देखेंगे. That is one very important challenge. Remember, we are autonomous. We are the makers and breakers of the academic experiments. Let's do it. Then another very important challenge is vacant posts of teachers. And I'm sure that governments are lethargic in advertising vacant post of teachers at all levels. Unless and until we have got full teacher post filled, we cannot implement it. But again, जब तक सभी टीचर्स पोस्ट नहीं भरे जाएंगे, हम implement नहीं करेंगे, we are wasting the time of our own students, our own kids, our own sons and daughters, and we are unnecessarily postponing it. So start with whatever you have. So no doubt vacant post of teachers is a very important concern and challenge to implement NEP 2020. But that challenge has to be taken in a different way. Then naturally less financial provision of the budget for education. And I would like to very openly say that no government, central government since independence has touched 6% of the GDP. And this 6% of GDP is not a magic number. It has been mentioned in the first commission for education, which is called as a Kothari Commission report. And he has mentioned that at least 6% of GDP must be allotted to the education. But since independence, no government, central government has done this. And I'm afraid that what Kothari Commission has said in 50s, 6% has to be re-examined in today's scenario. So this is no doubt a very important challenge. Content development is also a very important challenge for the teachers. Then I said at that time only that gross fear about autonomy. Don't think of that, because teachers' job is very protective job. We are governed with rules and regulations. So exploitations will be minimum. No doubt, I know that private managements are exploiting, and because of that, bad name has come to the autonomous institute. But I will tell you that autonomy is like a freedom. We have to be free from the, I will use a bad word, I know it's not 100% correct, but we would like to be free from the clutches of the university system. Why I'm saying clutches of the university system? मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी में 850 से ऊपर कॉलेजेस है. कोई एक सिलेबस तय होता है तो बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडीज में कौन लोग रहते हैं? वही 5-6 इंपॉर्टेंट कॉलेज के फैकल्टी मेंबर. क्यों सिंधुदुर्ग जिले के एक कॉलेज के एक टीचर जो एंथुजियास्टिक है, जो कुछ करना चाहता है, उसको अथॉरिटी और चांस नहीं है क्या न्यू सिलेबस डिजाइन करने में? नहीं, वो तो सिंधुदुर्ग का है. देन हु विल बी अपॉइंटेड? फैकल्टी फ्रॉम विजेटिया, फैकल्टी फ्रॉम रुइया, फैकल्टी फ्रॉम रूपारेल. बस यही टॉप नॉच कॉलेजेस की अथॉरिटी है क्या नया सिलेबस डेवलप करना? It's not like that actually. Talents are always everywhere in the society. And that's why we want to be free from the clutches of the university system. Then there is another important aspect. And I would like to openly say this because you all are teachers. That is a political untouchability and resistance for change by human. Second part is okay. I already said it's a status quo is a basic nature of the individual, teacher, human being. But political untouchability. When I travel across the India, I heard it's a Modi government's NEP. And so we should oppose it. Your political leanings may be anything. But remember that this particular draft is not designed by Modi or any political leader, but it is designed and developed by a ISRO former chairman Kasturi Rangan, a scientist at par excellence, and he has designed it. But we are naming it like it's a Modi NEP. You may have grievances and you may have different opinion about the Modis, but you read the text national education policy and don't connect it with the political agenda. It's a policy came after 1986 with number of changes in the society, and that's why don't be under political untouchability. And last challenge is still now there is no visual impact. Students and parents are not aware कि 2024 जून से जो नया कोर्स शुरू होगा उसमें एनईपी के हिसाब से नया क्या है और पहले क्या नहीं था. उनको लग रहा है यार वही चल रहा है. Actually then that is the failure of us. Now I will not go to this particular 2-3 slides. I have mentioned it. I will give this document to you. For example, I said that I have listed some 33 points of initiatives of University Grants Commission to implement national education policy. And one is Academic Bank of Credits. On 29th July 2021, you will get the clear guidelines about ABC. But what is the status? How many institutes have transferred the credits? How many accounts have been opened? So these are some of the issues. What is the procedure for redemption and use of credit? How it will work in faculty change? So I can list out such initiatives, but that document I will give you separately. So these are number of initiatives. Professor of practice and empanelment of local artists and artisans. Acha, point number 9 is also very important. Teaching a 2-credit course on community engagement and social responsibility. Have we developed this course? I'm afraid. Then pursuing 2 academic programs simultaneously. That is a facility given by UGC to students. Establishment of research and development cells in higher education institutes. Academic collaborations with foreign higher educational institutes for joint and dual degree programs. Is my university authorities are doing so in response to the initiatives? I listed out 33 initiatives, but here I have just mentioned 15 of them. I will give this document. Actually, I will appeal to you that on each 33 points, perhaps you may find more also, but on those 33 points, you should think what steps has been taken in your university. And can we request your authorities to do something on those points? Because those initiatives have already been taken by UGC. So I am at the end of my presentation that NEP 2020 is an India-centric Indian education system with primacy of Indian languages. It's forward-looking with indigenous wisdom and roots. It is integrated, inclusive, comprehensive, and holistic. It has a capacity to completely revamp the Indian education system. Very consciously, I am making this third statement. No doubt the Honorable Director has mentioned this, that after glorious past we were under the Islamic and British rules. But this national education policy will throw away the colonial education policy, lock, stock, and barrel. And that's why I appeal to all members of education fraternity, including government, to come forward and take maximum efforts for successful implementation of this game changer NEP 2020. Last, I would like to say that I know implementation is difficult, but because it is difficult, it is worth doing. And with strong willpower of the teachers only, this is possible. Thank you once again. I have given a quote of Swami Vivekananda. And lastly, I will say namaste to all of you. When I say namaste, I mean the divinity in me respectfully recognizes the divinity in you. Namaste invokes the feeling of spiritual oneness of heart and mind. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Yeah, that's all from my side. If there are some queries, questions, additions, deletions, some suggestions, I'm open for that. Otherwise, the organizers can take a call on it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am reading one question from I think somebody, because it's scrolling like anything, it's a AK. Which program should be organized for the students? Religious programs cannot be organized in college. We have GR regarding it. Cultural programs and annual function is there. Other education and future. See, for this, I say that first we will have to think about the requirements of the students. When I say program should be organized for students, there are number of things about the programs. First is make students aware about the ground realities of the. For example, I will take two examples. Many times our academic fraternity is bothered about, obsessed about two words, religious and political. For example, general election is going on, and I will quote two issues which has been raised by two groups of the political system of India. One by the ruling party, one nation, one election. Can we not take the program on this? What are the pros and cons of the one nation, one election? What are the benefits? Whether we can have an economic advantage over there? Can we not need to put the complete machinery two times? For example, in Maharashtra, in another 6 months, we had to go for the Vidhan Sabha election. Why not, if we could have done this time only along with the member of parliament election? Now, this point is raised by ruling party. Now, I want to say something about the opposition party also. No doubt, Congress. The Sam Pitroda has said that let there be a succession act should be implemented in this country. And whatever wealth you have created during your lifetime, 55% should be submitted to the government, not to your kids. Now, these are the two issues. Now, can we say they are political issues because they have been raised by the BJP and Congress people? According to me, it's not, because they are the issues of national concern. Suppose we give succession amount to the government, definitely poor people will get benefited out of it. But what are the pros and cons about that? Suppose we go for one nation, one election, there will be pros and cons. So these are the programs we can organize. I'm not saying only this program should be organized, but many times we, the academic fraternity, are obsessed by the word political. अरे यार ये सक्सेशन एक्ट वाला मत करो यार, वो सैम पित्रोदा ने उठाया था इलेक्शन में, फालतू में लोग बोलेंगे कि आप कांग्रेस के इशू को उठा रहे. इट इज नॉट अ कांग्रेस इशू माय डियर फ्रेंड्स. It is a issue of concern of the nation. Should succession tax be given and the act should be passed by the India or not? That is important. Similarly, religious program. I agree that religious program cannot be arranged. But what do you mean by religious program? That definition has to be there. There should be a discrimination between that. But if you don't want to organize religious program, forget about it. But there are many good things, many other programs. So I think that such programs should be organized from which the capability, awareness, understanding will be built up. And as this AK has said that the annual college function is there, my personal opinion is don't go for anything annual. Go fortnight. In my college, we have started 1 hour session about innovative ideas that can be transformed into business opportunities future. Every Thursday, 1 hour, sharp 1 hour, 2 students will get chance to put their ideas for 15 minutes, and 15 minutes there will be discussion. 30 minutes per idea, 2 ideas, fortnightly. So I really believe on monthly, fortnightly programs other than annual. Annual program is a festival. It doesn't have many serious things about it. But if you run ideas that can be converted into the business tomorrow, really students will come up with new ideas. Some faculty should document it. Then it should be given to the magazine. It should be printed. Experts, many things can be followed it up. So I think that instead of doing annual things, try to do some activities fortnightly. It can be for a very minimal time, very small time. Even many students are weak in communication skills. Can we not do something to enhance the communication skills? Can communication skills be enhanced once in a year? No. So instead of big festive annual programs, try to go for small, meaningful, diverse fortnight program. One faculty in charge, infrastructure is available in the college or university, everything is available. Do like this. So I think Mr. AK, uh, I tried my best to give the answer to you. Environmental issues are there, climate change is there, number of issues are there. Endangered animals are there, food security, energy security, many issues are there. Social issues are there, untouchability. Are you sure untouchability is not in our country? Is every water resource is free from pollution? Can something be done by the young students? So number of topics are there. Okay, thank you. One another question by RJ. Besides Sanskrit, India is a country of 21 officially accepted languages. In this scenario, if the medium of teaching is changed to the respective mother tongue, as अरे वो कहाँ गया question? Can the same fellow just read the question because of the new messages it scrolled up? I'm not able to find that problem, find that text. I'm sorry, I couldn't find that. Okay. Besides 21 EP, then how will the students become competent globally? Question mark. Our country is still a developing nation. We cannot teach C++, Python, etc. using mother tongue. When we talk of developed countries, okay. So, Mr. RJ, this is a normal understanding of faculty members, but I will tell you that it is a choice should be given to the students whether they want to do global profession or local profession, because we are pushing English because we feel that it is an international language. Yes, it is an international language, but how many percent of the students studying in this country, around say 4 crores of the students of higher education, pursue their profession in global where English is important? There may be few. Now, if you want to pursue this globally, that student will definitely try to learn English. We are absolutely not against English. For example, I will take an example of science students. Only 15% of science students enter into engineering, medical. Rest all go for BSc, MSc. Now, JEE exam, we are not teaching for JEE exam in 11 and 12th. But if a student is interested in giving JEE, he can additionally take a coaching for JEE. But why the level of JEE teaching should be implemented for all students in 11 and 12th? Similarly, if a student wants to develop himself globally, and when I say globally, actually the word is not exactly correct, not globally, it should be English dominating countries, then he has to learn English. But suppose a student wants to be in a European Union, then he will go for French, he will go for German language, Deutsch language. Asia, he will go for Mandarin, as I said. So let the student decide. Many students' career path is different, and the level of understanding is good neurologically if you learn in your mother tongue. That is proved faculty. That is a proved thing. And so when we say that we should teach everything in regional languages, it doesn't mean that you should not go for English. Absolutely not. We have no grudges against English. But let it be decided by students, and then accordingly they can choose the subjects and go in that particular direction. But the basic understanding, if you learn in mother tongue, is best, and that is a proven scientific fact. So when we say, or national education policies say, that give primacy to the regional language, it doesn't mean that we are not making our students competent enough globally. So that is my take on this. Yes, again a question by AK. Sir, will it be going to support privatization in the education system in future? Yes, because now the national education policy says that we are considering government, public, private, everything at par. So definitely privatization, or this policy will support privatization. But can you have an idea that before coming to this national education policy, you just search how many private colleges and how many public colleges are there before national education policy 2020 is implemented, in school level, in college level. So privatization is not the offshoot of national education policy. It has come already. 1984, the then Chief Minister Vasantdada Patil of Maharashtra, he was a Chief Minister, and he started private colleges in engineering, because at that time number of students were going to the southern states, because southern states Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra have started private engineering institutes already. So, Vasantdada Patil, then Congress Chief Minister of Maharashtra, started non-grant colleges. Private, was there national education policy 2020 at that time? It was not. So we cannot say that private players are always bad, because many times government institutes are not delivering at the quality level, but flip sides are also there. So I think that private and public, both examples are there, and the crux is not whether you are a private or public. Crux is, are you well meaned management, Do you have a dynamic, vibrant, student friendly principal or vice chancellor? And do you have a 15% vibrant young team of teachers and professors who will do new changes in your system? Then things will be better. May it be public run or public funded institute, or may it private funded institute. So, as a straight answer, yes, it will support privatization, but the privatization is supported by this country not in 2020 but long back. And so I will request all of you to find out how many percentage of colleges and schools are private and public in 2018, well before NEP was conceived. So it is not the offshoot of क्या बोलते हैं national education policy. Many people are not putting their kids in Jilla Parishad schools unless and until they are forced to do that. Even we, the teachers, our kids are many times in private schools. So when it comes to our kids' education, we prefer private. See, it's not a matter of private or public. It's a matter of quality and affordability. I know many private schools, philanthropic schools, who are private, good quality, but affordable. But there are private institutes who are bad quality, rampant fees, exploiting the parents like anything. So both the examples are visible. But saying that this is the outcome of national education policy is perhaps blaming the national education policy by the stick of privatization. Privatization in India has come long back before national education policy. And I will tell you one more thing. I am from Thane, and in Pune, Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak has started Deccan Education Society. Why it was started? Because at that time, government institutes were opposing the freedom of the country. So they were trying to develop Gulam. So Lokmanya Tilak and few six friends of them, Chiplunkar and many are there, they started a private school named as a Deccan Education. Ferguson College is one of the top-notch college in Maharashtra of Deccan Education Society. Is Deccan Education Society private or public? It's a private, but it's a qualitative education and affordable education, and it gives the education for freedom. So we cannot blame private or public at one go. It all depends on quality and affordability and well meaning of the administrator. That's all from my side, AK. Yeah, I think now I cannot see, but any questions? But